Hello, hotel data geeks. Blake Ryder here with another Lighthouse quick take. About a week ago, we put out a quick take where we showed off the Lighthouse Short-Term Rental Impact Index, and we ranked key European cities in terms of their impact by short-term rentals, which cities are least to most impacted by short-term rentals. And guess what happened? All the DMOs from the United States said, hey, what about us? We want to see how US cities stack in terms of short-term rental impact. Well, look no further, here it comes. So I'm going to share my screen right now. First, these are the considerations that are currently going into this, which is kind of like our V1 of this impact index. The top three bullets, we have price growth for short-term rentals versus hotels, the number of short-term rentals that are featured in the Booking.com top 20 search results. So you search for accommodations on Booking.com, how many of those are short-term rentals? And also hotel versus short-term rental supply. I have a list over there as well of future considerations as we continue to develop and hone this metric, and we'll be releasing more and more content on this later in the year as we continue to build it out. Right now, those top three are being considered, and you can see right there on your screen what we'll be looking to do in the future. So, that having been said, let us take a look at our US cities and how they are ranked in terms of short-term rentals and their impact. So, based on our metric, the least impacted city in the United States that we track is Reno, Nevada, and the most impacted city is Gulf Shores, Alabama. So this is effectively the scale between Reno and Gulf Shores, and everything else is to scale so you can understand how each individual market is affected. And you look at this and it looks like everything is all over the place, and that's true. The impact of short-term rentals is highly variable. There are so many things that factor into it. Are you in a market that short-term rentals are popping up really high in those rankings when you do a search on Booking.com? That's going to have a significant impact. So if we look at this, the key here is how important data is. Because just look at this. Look how far to the right we have Minneapolis, which is this teal one right here. And it is right next to, almost identical to Miami Beach. Do you know two cities in the US that just seem so different when you're comparing Minneapolis to Miami Beach? North part of the country, south part of the country, different climate, different tourism, different demand drivers. Yet from a short-term rental impact index standpoint, they are so similar. So that just goes to show the importance of data. So how do you lever this information? Well, if you're a DMO, if you're a hotelier and you operate in one of these cities, the key really is to just make sure you have access to the data points that you need to effectively set your rate and your distribution strategies. Because short-term rentals are here and they are here to stay, and we need to, as an industry, adapt, consider how they are impacting our market, and make the adjustments accordingly. If we ignore them or we're not making the right adjustments based on how they're impacting your market, we're not going to be able to compete as effectively. So that is what you need to keep in mind. And I thank you again for joining us on Lighthouse Quick Takes. We will be back with more content, so stay tuned. And again, my name is Blake Ryder.